when one of us is having more challenges with possibilities of words, memories, time and place awareness, subject, following a conversation. How do we talk in ways that are supportive and don't feel confrontational and uncomfortable? So Katie's going to be my partner, and we're going to do it the way we would see people do it. It's not particularly helpful. Okay? So Katie, if you want to, I'll come over to you. Okay. And I'll be the person who's trying to communicate with you. Okay. And you're having a few difficulties, and they don't have to be really significant. Okay. Hey, how are you doing? We used to do things together. Remember, we've been together several times. I don't know. It's been a while, but it hadn't been too long. No. Yeah. No. Listen, I want to tell you that like, you look good. How have you been? Fine. How are your kids? Okay, so what was not helpful? Katie, what were a few things that what was not helpful? Katie, what were a few things that you would say?
Well, I had no idea who you were.
Okay.
You were way too fast.
Way too fast.
You came up into my personal space.
I came in really close and too fast.
Yes.
Okay. What else?
You were talking really fast.
I was talking fast and
you were the language, you weren't giving me any kind of clues.
No space, no time, no clues. How about, was it sort of staccato?
Yes.
Was I asking questions?
You were asking a ton of questions, one after another. I couldn't even have time to answer.
Oh, I'm so sorry. So let's figure out some things. And so using the techniques that we use, I'm going to try it again. And let's see if we can see some differences. Okay. Katie.
Hey.
Hey.
Hi.
Hi there. It's Tipa.
Hi, Tipa.
I don't know whether you remember me or not. We've met a couple of times.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, you look a little familiar.
So, I wanted to tell you that those earrings, absolutely beautiful.
Thank you. I like yours too.
Thank you. Yeah, mine are more snowflakes, I think. Do they look like snowflakes?
Yeah, they do look like snowflakes.
Yeah. And yours are those really beautiful blue.
Yeah.
Matches your shirt.
That's why I picked them.
Oh, did you? You did a great job.
Well, thank you.
Hey, listen, do you mind if I sit over here for a second?
No, please.
Absolutely. So I'm going to pause. What seemed to be a little bit different that time, Katie?
Well, you said hi.
From where? Where was I?
You were way over there.
So I was over here and I said, Katie. I used your first name. Mm-hmm. And it was a positive use, not Katie. And I wasn't moving when I said it. So I'm over here, Katie. Hi. Or hey, I would probably say hey. And then I did this. Now, when I did that, Katie, hey. She gave me a signal back. Yeah, I'm good with that. And I came over and I shook hands and I said, it's Tipa, once I got here. So I want to make sure we're connected before I give you more information. It's Tipa. Now, I don't know whether you remember. So what am I giving you permission?
To not have remembered.
To not remember. We've met a couple of times. We've met a few times, but I wasn't sure. And I'm seeing in your eyes that you're not sure who exactly I am. But you're letting me continue to hold your hand. So what I did was, rather than shake hands and let go, I shook hands and I did this, and I'm here. My hand is under yours. And as long as you're comfortable with me staying here, I'm going to do that. If you want to let go of my hand, I'll need to step back a little bit more because I'd be too close to you. So go ahead and start to pull your hand away. And I would just simply come back here and I'd say, ooh, those are beautiful. Because what I want to make sure of at this moment is that I back out of this, put your arm out, Katie. I back out of the space where if she doesn't know me that well and I'm this close and we're not touching, then this idea that my hands might be moving or I'm this close could make her really uncomfortable. So I'm giving her a little bit more space if she needs it. Now you noticed I also got down. That's because if I stay up here and I do this, The evidence is Katie doesn't like me in this up position when she's in a down when I'm directing conversation with her. So if I were going to stay up, I would be out this distance, turned sideways, so that we can look at each other, we can look away from each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So we were talking about, if you don't want to get down or you have bad knees or that kind of thing, to move yourself out a little bit, we tend to think, okay, well, people who are getting older are hard of hearing. Well, some people are, some people aren't. But if you're in here, it's less about the hearing and more likely the intimidation of space. Because when I come in here and I'm trying to get you to get something, we can sound and look like we're upset when we're just trying to communicate. So I started with ooh, strong visual cue. Ooh, beautiful earrings. Yeah, nice blue. Now, each phrase was a simple phrase. It's paused after each one. I gave a visual and then ooh, auditory cue of I really like those. Nice. Beautiful. Now mine, again, strong visual cue. Snowflake? Because what can I do in this moment? I can't see my own earrings. So does it make sense in that moment? I go, I think it's snowflakes, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, but what she gets to do is be right. I know there's snowflakes. Maybe I'm not even sure what I put on this morning, but either way, she gets to look at it and be right. So and then mess it.
Sure.
Now, here's the problem. If Katie is a strong right-hander and I sit on her left-hand side, her brain goes, I don't feel as safe. Because it turns out human beings have dominance preferences, not just for their hand and not just for the foot, not just for the eye, but their whole body. They like people on the side they feel more comfortable with those people on, particularly if I'm not exactly somebody she sees 24/7, like a spouse or somebody that they're really comfortable with. So as soon as I move to her preferred side, because Katie's right-handed, she's more comfortable. And it's just a phenomena of how brains and bodies are wired.
Can you talk, a couple of people are asking about, not just about brain changes, but hearing changes that come with aging and how this can help with that as well. Yeah, so I'm going to actually mimic what you might hear if you have a hearing problem in the range of speech that is pretty typical for people who are in their 70s, 80s, that have developed a hearing loss due to exposure to a lot of environmental noise, or perhaps rock concerts are biggies, yeah, but also like work, like listening to high decibel, like airplane areas or motors, working assembly lines until even those earplugs are not quite enough to save your hearing in the long run. So what we have like this. So it's not actually that you can't hear anything, it's have on some of the consonant sound. So what I'm doing is dropping the consonant sounds, because the consonants are what deliver the crispness and clearness and detail of speech. And what happens when you start to have hearing loss is you start to lose your consonant. So it's not that you can't hear anything, it's just that it's mumble. It feels like a mumbling because you're losing those sharp, crisp consonants. So if I talk like this and I talk like that, it's not actually as much hearing as it is comprehension. So I really like it. But if I say, ooh, okay, I really like your image.
Thank you.
Even if you don't catch all the words, you can get what I mean, because all you are missing is some consonants. And as you're comfortable with me, you'll be able to pick up on content. Okay? Something to drink?
Yeah.
Hot or cold?
Hot.
Hot. Oh. Coffee or something else?
Coffee.
Now, were you able to hear and understand most of what I said, even though you have? Now, I'm going to soften it up. I'm going to take out some of the volume. Hey. Now, how do I know that she's really having to work harder? Hey.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ha.
Mm.
Ha.
Oh, cold.
Ho. Yeah. Ho.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Okay.
Okay, so I dropped the actual volume down, which might be a combination of comprehension issues because of the consonants you're missing, but then also it sounds more muffled. So it's actually sort of a muffled sound, which is what can happen if you're just building up earwax or you actually have hearing loss. And both of those things can be true and not noticed by many people for quite some time. Unfortunately, checking on somebody's auditory canal isn't typical unless you go to the doctor and they go, oh, or unless you start really noticing drainage coming out of it. It's not something that you necessarily pick up that it's actually blocking your hearing and making it more muffled. So one of the things you want to be careful of is because we get into this habit of thinking we should lean in and shout.
Not good. It's not good.
And even if you're hard of hearing, it's like, huh? People will go, huh, because I eliminated all the visual. So the closer I get to you, the less you can see what I'm saying, and the more it only has to be auditory. But your primitive brain, which is deep inside your brain, is going, I don't feel safe. I don't feel safe. So I'm less listening to what you say other than, I don't know. I don't want you know what you want. And then that person gets loud because I'm loud. We're not really going anywhere good. So arranging yourself so that it's full face and it's, oh, Katie, nice.
Thank you.
Love it. Katie, I was wondering, would you like to go outside?
Sure.
Sure. So what I want to do is I want to try a different environment. So we could go out the door and see what's out there. Because I'm really curious, how much is Katie able to connect and communicate? I still haven't seen the facial recognition that says, oh, I know you. Haven't seen that, haven't felt it at all. So I've got to treat Katie at this moment more as an acquaintance than a friend, even though I thought we'd been friends, and we have been. But in this moment, because I'm noticing she's not clicking, I'm going to give her more time with my voice and my face and doing some things that we might have done historically to see if any of that starts to click, but not in. Now, Katie, remember when the kids were younger, and do you remember, I have pictures, we went on vacation. Do you remember the vacation we went on? And the more words I say, remember, don't you remember? Do you remember? If she's not getting it, then all she wants to do is what? What do you want to do?
Go. I don't want to have this conversation.
She wants to get away from me.
No.
That's what she wants to do.
You're making me feel really stupid.
Really stupid. I'm making you feel stupid. And that's not my goal. It's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to elicit synaptic connections that I'm having a hard time admitting aren't working right now. But the interesting thing is if I don't push those connections, sometimes they will work. But I've got to quit shoving at them because shoving is what makes them not work. So I might try recognition works. Now, Katie, I don't know if you've ever been to the Outer Banks or not.
No. I really want to go.
I got a real interesting piece of information because we've been to the Outer Banks. So now I have data that says, wow, missing data. Okay. All right. I'm gathering that. Now, how about Weaver Street Market?
Yeah, it's a great
In
grocery
Hillsborough?
store. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Now, do you like to go to the hot bar or do you like to buy groceries there more?
Hot bar.
Hot bar.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I'm with you on that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, guess what? She and I have been to the hot bar several times. Am I still seeing any recognition yet? No. So I'm working it, but I think I found a point maybe of connection. So this is that place where I got to watch myself because I'm real tempted to like, okay, she remembers the hot bar. Let me see. What can I get? Let me dig in here a little bit more. It's like, oh, yeah, their hot bar is great.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I like their breads and desserts, though, too.
I like their chicken.
Oh, do you?
Mm-hmm.
Now, the barbecue or fried?
I'm thinking it was baked chicken they used to have.
Baked.
Yeah.
Now, white meat or dark?
Oh, white.
Oh, really? Me too.
Yeah.
Now, vegetables or potatoes when you get them? Rice?
Oh, any. I like
Any
it all.
for you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That sounds like you.
Yeah.
Any port in a storm. Now, me, I'm a little fussier.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, if the rice doesn't have the right flavor.
You're not going to eat it, huh?
No, not so much.
No.
Yeah, I like it to be just right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a lot easier going.
About something.
About some things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not everything.
Oh, you know what I was wondering? They have stuff over here. Do you want to come take a look?
Sure.
Okay, now here's the point. Does it really matter whether Katie and I have known each other from the past, or is it okay that we're just meeting and being okay right now? The answer is it's okay for right now. Who has to let go of the grieving? A little bit of grief, I feel. I'm grieving just a little bit. It hurts just a little bit that Katie doesn't remember the times we've done this before. But that's about me. That's really not about Katie, because Katie is having a fine time with me right now. The question is, can I let go of my wanting to have Katie remember that in order to just be with me right now? Because we've got now. If Katie doesn't have then available to her, I've got to figure out whether she's going to like me okay right now. And I need to think about, okay, this is hard. It was harder than, you think it's going to be. But it's really important, because what does Katie need? Does she need somebody grieving the loss of her while she's right here? Or does she really need somebody who's okay with being with her right now, whether she remembers we've had a previous relationship or not?
I need a friend.
You need a friend.
I need a friend.
Yeah, and I can know how to be friendly.
If you were going to come back knowing what you now know about Katie, what would you do differently?
What would I do differently? I would do something like this. It'll take me a second. Give me a second. I got to get something. Or a couple things here. Oh, yeah. Oh. Here we go. I got something. Katie.
Hi.
Hey.
Hey.
Wow. Hadn't seen you in a long time.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
I just left 10 minutes ago. What do I now know? Because this is additional new information. I have more data that Katie can't keep up with the passage of time, but she recognized me more this time because it wasn't that long ago. Ooh, now that's good to know, because I'm making a new impression and I'm making a new friendship, even if the old one's not there, because she's more welcoming. I got something.
Oh.
I am curious.
Bird songs.
Bird songs.
Yeah.
Now, there are different birds in here. Now, are you much of a bird person?
I love birds.
Oh.
Yeah.
Give me a color. What color of birds might be your favorite bird?
Ooh, that's pretty.
Look at this little fella.
Ooh.
What do you think?
Ooh, a Bewick's wren.
Bewick's wren. I don't know that I've...
Ooh, what's this, a cactus wren?
Well, that's what it said, I think.
The cactus wren, yeah.
Oh, wonder where that one's from. Huh. It's the largest wren in the United States.
A couple of people are asking, how old is Katie, first of all?
Oh, Katie could be...
You don't have to say how old you are, Katie.
For real, but...
For real,
you
how
could
early
be,
should we be looking for?
This could be as young as someone in their 30s, 40s, early 50s, early 60s. Dementia can really happen. Brain changes that we're talking about can happen to anybody at any age. The older you get, the higher your risk. But I've worked with people 19, 22, 35, 40. Yeah, I mean, there's no magic age. Dementia can happen, brain deterioration, start happening to anybody. Yeah. And what was your other question? There was going to be another one, it sounded like.
What about COVID and how that might be some of these pieces?
Oh, yeah. Okay, well, we'll come back to that one. Yeah, COVID's a great question. So I want to point out, though, what happened. I brought a strong visual support because Katie did so much better with things that she could see and we could talk about. Because when she could see something, she was more comfortable talking about it. So I brought the book and I turned it and I said, bird songs. Yeah, she picked up on it. And then I showed her a page And I was looking for another one, and I turned it, and what did she do? What were you able to do here, Katie?
Read.
You were reading. You were reading the name of it. And then I turned and went to turn back, but who reached over here and messed with the page?
Me. Because I was interested in this.
She was interested, cactus wren. Yeah. Oh, it's a southwestern one. That's why I don't think I've ever seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, how about these guys? Ooh, these are pretty ones, huh?
They are pretty.
Yeah.
What's this over here?
This thing, if you push it, supposedly, if we look at the number.
206.
Okay, we got to go up. We're looking for 6. Okay, now, I'm going to turn up the volume. Okay.
Oh.
That's the bird song part.
Oh, beautiful.
Isn't that cool?
That's really cool.
Okay. So it plays, this is what this one sounds like.
Nice.
So that's what a barn swallow sounds like.
Nice.
They're under the, we get them under the bridges sometimes.
Oh,
Is where
I've seen them in the barn.
Oh, have you?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay, so now I brought this. What does this allow us to do?
Have a conversation.
Have a conversation.
Used to be able to do this.
Yeah.
Chit chat thing.
So we might have done bird watching before. Have I said anything about it?
Nope.
No. Did I say, oh yeah, we've seen those or done that? No, this is an opportunity. Now she said, what did this do over here? Rather than try to explain it, I said, oh, well, let's see. And I used my finger, I did a visual group, pointed to the number. Okay, so this one is a house wren. And that one's what, Katie?
211.
211.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I gotta get it on. Gotta turn on. Okay, 206, 207.
7, 9.
What is it?
10, 11.
One more?
Stop.
Okay. All right, here we go.
Mm.
Oh, they've been outside the house early in the morning recently.
Yeah. They wake you up?
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. They love to get in weird places. I will tell you, they love to make their nests in really unusual places, and then they'll go shooting out. It's like, son of a gun. There was one in a flower planter I had on the porch, and I went to water the flower, and it came out, and it went past me, but...
Hate that.
Well, I was just surprised.
Right.
Once I recovered, I was like, oh, I need to be careful.
One time when we were living in Missouri, there was a bird that built its nest every year right above our patio door. You walk out the door and then they would try to bomb you because it had babies in the nest.
It had babies in there. I'm glad at least it didn't dump a load on you as you came out the door.
Nope.
So now what happened? And this is not unusual. As we're relaxing into this conversation, all of a sudden, Katie's memories start clicking up. I told a story, she tells a story. And we still haven't made the connection that I'm an old friend, but this friendship is building. And the next time I come back, I want to look at what else could I bring? What else could I do? Because this is a relationship that can continue from here. It doesn't have to have a history. But if it has a history, there's a little bit of a bittersweetness to it for me. But if it's not happening for Katie, I got to figure out how to deal with that elsewhere, because what I want to do is be here for Katie, because this is helpful to her. What I want to point out is how many parts of her brain got activated with what we just did. So she's using vision, occipital. She's using language, left temporal. We're using song, bird song, that's right temporal. She's using also prefrontal because she's hooking together things. She also used her right temporal as well for numbers, because she was the one that was telling me how many to count up. She was doing the front of her brain for initiation and sequencing and finishing something and then moving on, because she waited till my story was done and then she told her story. She's using the deep part of her brain where the memory center is in the hippocampus. And she did which is a little bit of remembering what's scary and what's not to her. So all of that put together, she also did reaching out and touching and pointing and those kind of things, and a lot of eye movements as well, visual motor. That's this whole part of your brain. So in this one little interaction, we activated most of her brain, which is why during COVID, it was so miserable for people. Because that level of isolation actually resulted in increased loss of abilities that weren't just dementia, it was isolation. And that's a problem. And that's still a problem. Because after 2 years of isolation, we're hoping that people will come right back in and jump right back in. And so if we're not careful, it's even worse. Katie's walking. So go ahead and get up, Katie. And I run across. Oh my God! How are you? It is so good. How have you been? How have you been?
Fine.
Now, I got excited because I saw Katie. I haven't seen her in 2 years. She's been in her isolation area. I've been in my isolation. And I've been maybe talking on the phone with her. And my brain went, oh, this is so exciting. My brain got all excited. And I'm ready to jump her. And Katie's still in recovery mode here. Katie. And Katie likes people. But the reality is when I came in and I zeroed in on her, oh my God, how are you?
And I don't recognize her from Adam.
She doesn't recognize me from Adam because she's been without the visual cueing. She's been without the auditory for a while. She's in an environment that she hadn't been in a while. She's out and about. And there's a lot going on around here that her brain is having a lot more difficulty tolerating. She's walking on the street. There's all kinds of people moving around. Her visual field is diminished. So by now, if it was here before and here, now Katie more than likely at best has tunnel vision or maybe even binocular vision. Because after 2 years of not doing a lot of engaging in the world and having some problems with brain function, it is very common for people to be able to take in less visual data at any moment in time. And the center field of vision is where you get the best data. And so that's where her brain wants to concentrate. And it means she's less aware of what's going on. So when I do this again, I'll do it again. Katie, put your hands around your eyes in binoculars. Can you see my arms at all?
Nope.
So when they do this, it's a shock and it feels like I'm trying to attack you. If I lean in like this and I'm smiling and I'm getting really close, it's super intense. And she's already in an environment that's somewhat unfamiliar. So this is that moment where I'm going to back it off and I'm going to go, well, hey. Hey, how are you?
I'm good, and you?
I'm doing okay.
Oh, great.
Yeah, now, we obviously are so used to this pattern that both of us automatically go into it because we're both people who use it because we know how powerful this is to actually allow Katie to tolerate me being here and being really comfortable.
So how are you? Are you new here?
You know what? I haven't been here for a long time.
Oh,
How about you?
Well, I've been here a long time. Yeah.
Forever and ever.
Yeah, isn't this a nice place?
It's beautiful. Yeah, I really enjoy it.
Yeah.
What's
You were
the
heading.
reality?
The reality is, she and I both have been here, and she actually hasn't been here that long. She's actually from Michigan. She moved down in July of last year. She hasn't been in Hillsborough long. I've been here 40 plus years. So one of us in right. But is there
Our
any
perception
value?
is different.
Our perceptions are different. And so my pointing it out though, Katie, you're not from here. You're from Michigan.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, remember you moved down? We used to know each other in Michigan. Yeah, remember when you worked? Don't you remember you worked in the United Methodist Retirement Center up there?
Oh no.
Yeah, in Towson.
No, I think maybe you have me confused with somebody else.
Don't have you confused, Katie.
No.
We worked together up there. Okay, now what's the message here? What's Katie's message to me?
I don't like you.
I don't want you. And also, you're wrong, I'm right.
Yeah.
And what I've done is create a barrier to communication. I've made it really hard for Katie to want to be with me. And I've made it really hard for myself to form a relationship that's going to work because I keep insisting, you know. And it's like, well, if she did, she would have acted like she knew. The problem is that's not happening. Katie wants to be comfortable here, so she's been here forever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what I did that last time when I came up, before I got all in her face, is I went, well, hey, And I offered my hand. We offer our hands to lots of people pre-COVID, and I still do it because I have hand sanitizer if I need it. Mm-hmm. And I believe that a handshake really means a lot because it does give permission for the interaction. And then if she drops her hand, I can turn around this way, and she still feels really comfortable with me. If we drop the handshake and I'm standing like this, if we think about that binocular vision, even though I think I'm to the side, I still got her captured. Mm-hmm. And so as soon as I move out here, however, mm-hmm. there's space. Mm. And that space makes a difference. Mm-hmm. So, ooh, what do you think about that picture?
Ooh, that's nice.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Now, do you notice what I just did here?
She's sneaky.
I am sneaky. I was there, and when I took her vision and I directed it at something of interest, which is this big, bright painting up here, I was able to shift my body over and get shoulder behind shoulder so she knows I'm here. She knows exactly where I am. She also can feel my other arm on my own hip. She knows where that hand is, which is real different than it's like that. That makes her a little less comfortable because she doesn't know where it's going to be next. When I put it here, and I have it there, her brain knows contact here. I know where she is. Now, I've got my hand out here, which is non-threatening.
Yeah, but I can't see it with my binocular vision.
You can't quite see it. And now, what do you think of those flowers up there?
They're beautiful. I love their colors.
Beautiful? Yeah, they are attractive. 2 of them, huh?
Yeah, purple, red.
What about this one over here?
Ooh, that's pretty too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that one better.
You like this one better? I think this is a Picasso, maybe.
Yeah.
I think it was the Peace, something about Peace Day or something like that. I think that's when he did it. And it was like a real quick sketch or something.
Yeah, he's a pretty talented guy.
Pretty talented, but you like this one a whole lot better up here.
I like that one. Yep.
Now, what we have is I have her switching spaces, switching back and forth, which means concentrate, focus. So when I switch over, but you like this one. Mm-hmm.
And I can't see her at all.
You can't see me at all, but you know I'm here because, and you feel comfortable with me here.
Yep.
Can you do a really quick, Katie saw something, snakes or people?
So Katie saw something that I don't see. And they're called visual disturbances. Some people like to call them hallucinations. I'm not so fond about hallucinations because it means that I think she's wrong and I'm right. What she sees isn't what I'm seeing. Now, sometimes it's based on something like shadows or patterns or something that she's picking up. Sometimes it's based on visual memories that she might have of something. And sometimes it's simply her brain activating in a strange way. We see it a lot with people who have Lewy body disease. Or we can also see it for people who have a medical condition that might have, like their insulin is too high, their blood sugar is too high, the insulin is too much. They have an infection, something like that. But that's not dementia, that's a delirium that's happening. So let's say Katie sees something.
There's something. See that snake underneath the chair?
There's something under the chair.
Yeah, there's something under the chair.
Something under the chair.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the person who's videotaping near the chair is somebody who doesn't like snakes.
For real, where?
For real. So all we had to say is, under the chair where Amanda was, and Amanda's going, oh. And it's not because she has dementia or delirium. It's what? She's afraid of snakes. And so she suddenly is thinking, is that what that is? Well, Amanda has full cognitive capacity. Katie might be off a little bit. So she saw the same thing, but her brain went, because Katie also is scared of snakes. And so all of a sudden that little black rim thing underneath that could be a black snake right under there for her. And whereas Amanda's able to go, oh no, it's just that edge of the chair, Katie can't. So Katie needs some support right now.
Yeah.
And now Katie, so that's something, shall we get away from it and try to figure out what we should do, or what do you think?
Yeah, I want to go someplace else.
You want to go somewhere else? All right, well, tell you what, let's get out of here then, because there's no point in doing that.
Yeah.
So we have the option of moving away. Did I actually confirm I think it's a snake? No. Did I say, no, it's not a snake? Here, let me, because at this point, if I try to bring her over closer to it, how's that going?
Don't do it. Don't do it.
So it's being sensitive to that level of distress. She was showing me distress. There's not really value in trying to get her, look, I'll go over here. Because now,
don't.
Because if she's really believing that is something to be fearful of, then I don't need to trigger her further. She's already scared. Her primitive brain is already taking over, giving her graded length. Now what I might think, all right, if this is starting to be a pattern, do I want to change which chair is here? Because that other chair doesn't have that thing under it. Mm-hmm. Maybe I want to switch the furniture out so that there's less of a cue and see what that does. Mm-hmm. So some of the things we might do is up lighting, change things, provide Katie with something to do, but we also want to be tuned into if that's not working, then we need additional things to consider doing. Because trying to get Katie to understand that it's not, Katie, I can say, I don't see a snake. I could say that. I don't see a snake, but I get it that you are. Let's just find another place to go because there's no point in worrying about it right now. We might have to get something dealt with, but let's go find a safer place right now.
Reminds me of a story of a person that I used to work with who woke up frightened there was a boy under her bed and there were a pair of shoes that were left by her bedside. Removed the shoes.
And then the little boy wasn't there. So it's sort of like the Wicked Witch under the house. You know, if you see shoes, there's probably something else attached to it. And her brain was saying a little boy. I had a woman, it was a green blanket up in the closet. And she thought there was a leprechaun that kept up there and laughing at her and yelling at her. And what was happening was I was in the room and 2 rooms over, they had the sitcom on TV. And then they would have a drama on TV, and she was hearing the TV sounds, but her brain was saying it was the leprechaun sitting up in there because it was a green blanket with shadows. So what we did is we removed the blanket, and we tried to turn the volume down in the TV down the hall. And those 2 things did make a difference. But we had to monitor the TV because the one roommate liked it really loud because it drowned out all the other noise. Including this woman going, help, help, there's a little boy up here that needs help, or get this leprechaun out of here. And they got tired of listening to her, so they keep turning the volume.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we want to thank you guys for coming in tonight and paying attention and asking good questions and hearing a little bit about having conversations when one of our partners may not be in the same state they've been before, and what we can do that makes it better and what we can surely do that makes it worse.
Can you speak for just a moment about families who are in denial or people who are in denial and how to let that go a little bit?
Okay. People in denial means their brain can't hear what you're trying to say. So let me say it again. People in denial, their brain can't hear and comprehend what you're trying to say. So if they can't hear and comprehend, does this help?
Yeah, that's great.
I mean, that's not going to help. So what I want to do is recognize. So when I say that we think something's changing, that's not what you're thinking.
No, it's fine.
You feel like everything is really fine. So it seems like everything's going okay. Or are there any little things that...
You know, as you get older, you forget things.
So things...
It's natural.
Okay, so things as you get older, you forget things, and that seems pretty natural.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what we're talking about then just doesn't seem to even make sense.
No.
Yeah. So
it's your problem, not mine.
It's my problem. Yeah. If I'm worrying about something and you're not worrying about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really hard because I am worried and I get that you're not. I'm wondering if you would do me a huge favor.
Okay.
I mean,
I'll consider it.
Try something?
Sure.
Okay. What I'd like you to do is come with me and I want you to, if you would, help me make some coffee.
Okay.
Okay, cool. What I want to see is if I have her make coffee and we discover some places where she doesn't know what to do, I need to see what happens. Is she a risk taker? Does she just give up? What happens there? Because I need to figure out how are we going to now manage this without her awareness that it's happening. And I need a much better handle on what is she able to do? What is she not able to do? What kind of things does she do when she gets stuck? I need to figure this out because I can't fix her. Just like I can't fix a family that's not getting it. I can say, I want us to try something. And we can try some things and see if maybe that helps somebody go, well, yeah, she is having more trouble with that, but not this. And it's like, okay, well, let's look at what we could do about that. Because we've got to let go of the idea that I'm going to knock sense into somebody's head. Because the problem with denial means that my very self is not able and willing at that moment. I'm not able to take that in. I'm just not able to. So quit fighting it and let's just figure out what we're going to do about it.
Whether it's family or
whether it's family or the person themselves, because in that moment, beating up on somebody doesn't make any sense whatsoever. There's a lot more I can do, but it's not going to work just to battle with somebody to try to get them to see and hear and experience what I'm noticing and they're not. Got to let it go. So
we didn't get to a question about Lewy body and calling out. So if you want to just tell people where they can find more
information. If you are interested in more info on Lewy body, we have a lot of free resources on our website. We have webinars. If you want to get up with us there, either consults@tipasnow.com, info@tipasnow.com, or you can just go on our I'm Living with Dementia page and look under the resources, and it has Living with Lewy body dementia. And we have some people living with Lewy body dementia that share information, as well as I share some information about that as well. All right, everybody. Thanks for being here. Take care.
Hi, I'm Tipa Snow, and you just found our YouTube channel and watched one of our videos. I'm the owner and founder of Positive Approach to Care. Thanks for watching. And if you liked, if you have a comment about, or you would, please share it with people you know. Oh, and if you haven't yet done it, consider subscribing. We'll let you know when the next new video comes out. And you might want to visit our website, www.tipasnow.com, where you'll find other resources as well. See you there.